Bookish friends, today I'm going to do another tag video called 2 Books with 1 Stone tag. This tag was created by Shawn the Book Maniac. I will link the original video down below. I think he is the creator of the most fun tags. I really enjoyed doing his other tag. A is for author. And I hope I'm going to enjoy it as well. I consider myself tagged because Krista from Books and Gems said I'm tagging people who had even number for birthdays. I was born in July 6th, and fun fact, I'm only a day older than Krista. And Krista was we met Krista in my birthday, and it changed my life. As for deciding to join the BookTube, also my best friend said it all the time, but speaking with a BookTuber who does that really encouraged me. Thank you, Krista, again. So let's check out the tag prompts. The first prompt is the second last book you read. The second last book I read is The Girl in the Tower by Katherine Arden. I'm not going to say much about it, but because I will include it in my September wrap-up. But I have to say it's a really good book, much better than the first one, and I really enjoyed the first one so I recommend this book a lot. The second prompt is the second book from the top of your TBR. I'm not really sure if I'm going to read it second, but the second book in my TBR is Tough Customer by Sandra Brown. I'm going to read this book to finish the Mr and Associates series. I'm planning to finish 5 series by the end of 2019, and this book will be one of them. The third prompt, two-star reads. I've chosen Casino Royale by Fleming and A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. I really had high hopes for Casino Royale because, you know, I'm not a very big fan of James Bond movies, but I enjoy watching them, and I thought the book should be better. Sorry for all the fans of the book, but the movies were much better than the book. I found James Bond character one-dimensional, and I was really disappointed by this book. As for The Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas, I read the trilogy, Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy. I really enjoyed the second book. The first and the third books were good, but I'm not going to continue with the series because I don't know, it just felt like just one book was really good in that series for me. But I decided to give a try to the novella Court of Frost and Starlight. I really did not understand why this book was written. I know it's like a Christmas book, but it feels like a contemporary. Our heroine, who's a fantasy heroine, acts like a contemporary heroine whose only concern is which gifts to buy to all the loved ones. This novella did not fit this series at all. Although the book was really short, I thought it was a waste of time for me to read it. Prompt number 4. 2 great books by the same author. I'm going to choose Stefan King because the other books that I can talk about are part of the series, so it's better to choose. I thought it was better to choose standalone novels for that. The books I'm choosing are 11/22/63 and The Shining. 11/22/63 was the first Stephen King book that I have read, and I absolutely adore this book. It's really long, but I like the concept of time travel, and additionally the character development. I was so awed by the character developments in this book. The characters, the atmosphere, all the intriguing things that are happening in the book. And interestingly, this book has one of the best love stories that I have read. So I would advise this book to readers of many genre if you can bear the size of the book. The Shining is a very good psychological analysis of a person who slowly descends into madness, and it is like the previous book. The characters felt so real, and the atmosphere, the hotel, the Overlook Hotel, felt like a character of its own. I mean, it is Stephen King at his best, I think, in style of writing. So I would advise those two books, but Shining is more towards horror and psychological thriller fans. Prop number 5. 2 bails or 2 books you wish you'd bailed on, or 2 books you hated. I'm going to say the 2 books that I wish I had bailed. I cannot say that I hated them. They were not very good, but I did not passionately hate them. One of them is Prepared for Murder by Cecile Lamalle. This was a sort of like a cozy mystery book, but being a fan of Agatha Christie really makes you question the goodness of the mystery books. Unfortunately, there were so many cliches, and the writing was not good, so I did not like the book. I wish I had DNF'd it. The second book is A Weekend with Mr Darcy by Victoria Connelly. Being a fan of Pride and Prejudice and Jane Austen in general, I thought I would like this book, but I actually did not like it very much because the characters were not likable. The only good thing about it was that it was taking place in a sort of like a Regency town, a town created like a Regency town, but it was not good. The sixth prompt is 2 favorite reads so far this year. Actually, when I chose those 2 books, I realized that they were the 2 body reads that I did. One is with Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand, and the other one is Krista from Books and Gems. The first one is The Wonder by R.G. Palacio. This is a very good, very moving story. It's about a boy with a face deformity, and the events and the characters surrounding this wonderful boy August. I thought it would be a sadder story. I mean, it's very emotional, but it also gives a hope to the reader, which is very important to a middle grade book. I would advise it to all of you, even if you are not a middle grade reader like me. The second book is, I'm not going to talk about it much because I've talked about it in my last tag, is The Memories of a Geisha by Arden Golden. I absolutely loved the book. It has so many vivid details about the Japanese culture, how a geisha lives. It is also a very emotional journey of a woman from her childhood to her adult years, and how her life changed through the years. 2 new favorite booktubers. Actually, I'm a very new booktuber myself. I'm going to choose 2 booktubers who are new to me. Winsong Reads and What's Booking. I liked both of their channels. I would advise you to check them out. The 8th prompt is A Book You Read Twice. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. It's actually one of my top 3 favorite novels, but I've only read it twice because I'm not a rereader. I mean, I don't know why, but I don't really like to reread books. But this one, I read it in high school, and then I read it once more in when I was like 30 years old or something like that. And I liked it more when I was reading it as an adult. It is a fantastic book in my opinion. Prompt number 9. 2 fabulous quotes from books you read recently. I'm going to choose 2 quotes. The first one is from I Was Anastasia by Ariel Lawhon. The problem with having a temper is that my body often moves faster than my mind. Interesting quote, isn't it? The second quote is from The Girl in the Tower by Katherine Arden. Only boys and fools think men are first in courage. We do not bear children. So true, isn't it? And 10th prompt is to tag a number of booktubers. The total must be divisible by 2. I'm going to tag 6 booktubers. The first 2 will be the ones that I mentioned in the 7th question. What's Booking? Winsong Reads, Roxy's Reading, Lost in a Bookcase, Weez Reads and Rambles, and A Time to Share Books. But if you want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged, because that's what I do. I don't wait to be tagged. If there is a tag that I like, I tag myself. So that was my 2 books, 1 stone tag. If you like this video, please comment down below, like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Since this tag is called 2 books, 1 stone tag, I thought the word of the day should be the Turkish word for stone. Stone means taş in Turkish, so our Turkish word of the day is taş. Have a good day.